3 years ago, I sat at my desk with a question I couldn't answer. Who am I really serving? I had the credentials, the calling, the experience, but my business model, I was guessing. And guessing cost me more than money. It cost me my peace. If you've ever felt stuck in that same place, this is for you. So let me be honest with you. There was a season in my business where I was doing everything right on paper, creating content, serving clients, showing up consistently. But I couldn't shake this feeling that I was building without a blueprint. I didn't have crystal clarity on who I was serving. I didn't have a validated problem I was solving. And my offers felt scattered. And my pricing, I was guessing based on what I thought people could afford, not what my transformation was worth. I was exhausted, not from the work, but from the uncertainty. And here's what I realized. Proverbs 24, 3 and 4 says this: through wisdom is a house builded, and by understanding it is established. I'm reading from the King James Version, by the way. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Listen, I was trying to build a house without wisdom, without understanding. And that's when everything shifted for me. I built a system, not just for me, but for every leader who's tired of guessing. It's the same system that I walked Kendra and Renee through, and they experienced their breakthroughs. Kendra came to me overwhelmed. She was juggling multiple roles in her business while trying to figure out how to step into her true CEO identity with less stress and more clarity. After working through this system, she told me I felt confident and empowered. I gained the clarity I needed to increase my prices to reflect the high quality value I provide without guilt. Let me repeat that last part: without guilt. That's what happens when you have clarity. Renee had a similar experience. She said, I walked in unsure of how to move forward and walked out with a clear, actionable plan. This was the breakthrough I've been needing. Both of these women went through the same process. Both walked away with the same thing: clarity and peace. And today I'm giving you access to the exact system they used. Here's the truth most entrepreneurs don't want to admit: they're guessing at their business model. They're creating offers nobody asked for, and they're pricing based on fear, not faith. They're marketing to everyone, which means they're connecting with no one. And they're wondering why sales feel so hard. I see this all the time. Brilliant leaders with powerful gifts stuck because they don't have clarity on four critical things: who they serve, what problem they solve, how they deliver transformation, and what they're actually worth. Without those four things, everything else is guesswork. Your content feels scattered because you don't know who you're really talking to. Your offers feel overwhelming because you haven't validated the one problem you solve best. Your pricing feels uncomfortable because you're basing it on time instead of transformation. And here's what breaks my heart: you're not failing, you're just building without a blueprint. That's the foundation issue. And that's exactly why I created the business model clarity system. So I want to tell you about this system. It's designed to give you what Kendra and Renee experienced: crystal clear direction on the four pillars of a profitable, purpose aligned business. Let me walk you through what this system does and what it will do for you. The first pillar is your ideal client clarity engine. Most people think they know their ideal client, but when I ask them, who do you serve? They say things like women in leadership, entrepreneurs who want to grow, or anyone who needs help with dot, 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 finish the sentence. That's not clarity. That's a guess. The ideal client clarity engine takes you beyond demographics into emotional drivers, daily pressures, hidden struggles, and unspoken desires. In other words, their pain points. You answer strategic questions like, what internal struggle do they hide from others? What do they desire that they don't feel permission to say out loud? What would they celebrate privately if they achieved it? By the end, you have a hyper specific avatar. You know their identity, their friction points, their big goals, and most importantly, why they buy. When you have that level of clarity, your marketing writes itself. You're not guessing anymore. You're speaking directly to the person you were called to serve. In pillar two, you have the core problem identification. That's where you validate the one problem your business solves. Not five problems, not 10, one. The system walks you through questions like, what problem frustrates your client daily? What's costing them time or money or energy or peace? What do they think is the problem, even if you know it's much deeper? Then it synthesizes everything into a clear positioning statement. Here's an example. I help your ideal client solve the urgent problem so they can the desired outcome without the undesirable pattern. That's your foundation. Everything you create, every post, every offer, every conversation flows from that one statement. No more wondering if your message is landing. You'll know. In pillar three, that's where you develop your signature offer design. Once you know who you serve and what problem you solve, you're ready to design your signature offer. This isn't about cramming everything you know into one package. It's about designing a transformation pathway. Hear those words, a transformation pathway that's aligned with your gifts, sustainable for you to deliver, and exciting for your clients to experience. The system guides you through the exact transformations your client needs, the frameworks you already have to deliver them, the support level required, the realistic timeline, and deliverables that feel aligned. Then it outputs your complete offer architecture, your offer name, your core promise, transformation pathway, the duration and delivery method and bonuses, and what makes it unique. Why now is the right time to buy. All of that is included in your offer architecture. You walk away with a flagship offer, not a guess, but a strategy. This is the offer you'll be known for. I get so excited talking about this business model clarity system. Can you tell? This is the heart of me. In pillar four, you talk about value-based pricing decisions. And here's where most people get stuck, pricing. I want to pause here because a lot of times as an entrepreneur, especially when you're first starting out, you're thinking about pricing through a heart of compassion. You're looking at it almost like a ministry. And if you happen to be an entrepreneur who's also in ministry, you're thinking about souls, you're thinking about the spiritual context, and all of that's great and wonderful. I understand. This is business. Most entrepreneurs price based on what they think people can afford. You don't know what's in their bank account or what their competitor charges. Stop looking at everyone else. This is all about you and your clients and how you serve them, or how many hours you'll spend. That's time for dollars thinking. This system, the business model clarity system, teaches you to price based on transformation value. It asks you questions like, what's the cost of doing nothing for your client? What is it going to cost? What do they have to lose if you do nothing? What's the value of the transformation you provide? What's the long-term benefit of solving this problem? Who does your client become on the other side of their engagement with you? Then it gives you three pricing tiers: a premium price, which is a high ticket aligned price. Then you get a mid-tier price, which is a stepping stone. And then you have a boundary price, which is the lowest you should ever charge. Each tier comes with full justification for why it's priced at that price point. This is how Kendra raised her prices without guilt because she wasn't guessing anymore. She had clarity and peace. When you finish the business model clarity system, you walk away with a complete business model summary, ready to be formatted for your website, your pitch deck, your sales page, or your social media bio. You have a validated ideal client profile, a core problem people pay to solve, a signature offer aligned with your gifts, and a value-based pricing model rooted in transformation. No more second guessing your foundation. Now, let me ask you something. What would it feel like if you wake up 30 days from now and not be scrambling for clients, but serving the ones you were called to reach? What would it feel like to set your prices without fear because you know the worth of what you deliver? What would it feel like to stop building on shifting sand and start building on a firm foundation? That's not a fantasy. That's what clarity does. And that's what Kendra and Renee experienced. They didn't just get a plan, they got peace. They didn't just raise their prices, they stepped into their authority. They didn't just stop guessing, they started building with wisdom. The business model clarity system is now live inside the the Clarity and Content Systems Lab. And here's what you need to know. The lab is now $97 a month. If you join today, you lock in that $97 a month for as long as you stay a member. And even if the price goes up, and eventually it will, you're still paying only $97 a month. That won't change. Here's everything that you get immediate access to when you join the lab. You get the weekly content creator system, where the system will help you create platform specific posts in under 30 minutes. That's worth $197 for that one system alone. You get the visibility power bundle, which is three complete systems all in one for story clarity, message precision, and search visibility. That bundle has a value of $641. And then you get the business model clarity system, the foundation system I just walked you through. And that has a value of $497. Plus, you get community access and support. And then here's the best part: you get monthly new releases of new systems starting January 1st. Yes, I'm rolling these systems out, and I'm not introducing systems I've never used. I use these systems personally, not just for my clients, but for me, for my own business. And all of that is over $1,335 in strategic systems for only $97 a month, locked in at today's rate. The price will increase again, and as we add more systems. But this is for you. If you're wondering whether this is for you or not, here's how you can tell. If you're tired of guessing at your business model, this is for you. If you're ready to stop undercharging and start pricing with confidence, this is for you. If you want to build on a firm foundation and not shifting sand, this is for you. If you're called to serve with clarity and not confusion, this system is for you. Now, this is not for you if you're looking for a quick fix, because this is foundation work. You're not ready to get honest about who you serve and what you charge. If that's how you feel, this is not for you either. And if you prefer trends over alignment, then I'm so sorry. I'm not the right person for you, and neither is the system or the lab. Kendra didn't just raise her prices, she gained confidence. Renee just didn't get a plan, she got a breakthrough. Both of them stopped guessing and started building with clarity and peace. That's what this does. So if you're ready to define your client, solve their problem, design your offer, and price with confidence, join the Clarity and Content Systems Lab today. The link is in the description below, or it's pinned in the comments. Lock in that $97 a month rate before the next increase. Let's build your foundation together, and I'll see you inside the lab.